See what we got going on here. All right, we're going to go live here pretty soon. Just getting some things set up here real quick. And let's see if we can actually get this to work in VR. I hope. This to work in VR. I hope. Bear with me. Almost ready. Just want to make sure I got everything right here. And once we know all that's good, and we'll get things rolling here. My hope is that it's going to run pretty smooth. I probably have to play around with some settings and stuff like that, bounce in and out, but that's what's fun with everything here. So this should be an interesting, all right, stream. So, all right, let's go live. And if everything is hunky-dory here. Oh, looks like my source isn't passing through. There it goes. Took a minute for it to show up. That's interesting. All right. You can see my Discord. You can see where I'm just checking things on there. I don't have my chat open. Let's go ahead and pull chat open. Nope, I don't have my chat open. That's all right. We're not going to play around with chat too much. All right, let's launch the game. Let's tweak some settings. And hopefully, it plays right. Should be interesting. Hopefully the sound will come through just fine. Because the sound should stream from BMXR. One of the things I've been tweaking is the VR depth. It always seems when I open this up with virtual desktop, it wants to pop over to the side. So the nice thing about this is that you don't have to worry about setting the eye or anything like that, right? Because BMXR's pretty much sending the view exactly how I see it. So, but we can check a few things here. So theater mode scale, we'll probably have to tweak that. Theater mode distance, we'll probably have to tweak that. The IPD scale, we might want to interpulpar distance. So this is going to be what is going to, let's do this to right eye. That's if I don't want to use the way I'm streaming this now, but VRU. So we're going to play around with a whole bunch of stuff in here once we get in the game and see what it looks like. So a ton of settings in this game. It's absolutely amazing how much settings there are. All right, so let's go back. Just gonna try and recenter my display here. No, we didn't want to do that. Well, it's good to know that I can get in there. There we go. Actually, it's... See, that's the thing. To get... You gotta... we don't want to go into Arena Commander. Let's go to Persistent Universe here. So usually a good indicator how well this is going to be working is on load. You get a little bit of tearing when this menu's up, when you're looking back and forth. See that little bit of tearing right there? Hopefully that's just because it's loading. But again, we'll tweak some settings. Hopefully the settings we'll be able to apply them on the fly while we're in the game. So we will see. Yeah, I'm a little worried about that. I think what we're going to end up is our field of view is probably going to be wrong. And yeah, see, we're going to get a little bit of boxing on the side, so we're going to have to tweak that. Definitely getting the dual font out front, so we're going to have to tweak that as well, because we want that. And I've got to... Other than that, I think for the most part, the heads up is in good settings here. So we're gonna play with this and see what makes a difference. Hopefully, again, like I said, it'll apply real time, but it doesn't look like it's gonna apply real time. So let's see here. We'll try another setting here. We want to increase our field of view, but I don't think the field of view to vehicle head projection distance. Visor lens enabled, depth of field, yes. VR visor lens aspect modifier set to 10. We're gonna play around with that. Let's set that to 5, see if that makes a difference. Visor lens, height of the visor lens. UI scale. So the UI scale, we could probably change that a little bit different there. So that is the UI scale. So that's what we're looking at on the heads-up display. Yeah, see how that definitely changed that. Did it change? Nope. Let's put that. Let's increase that a little bit. Oh, see, that's much better. I think we can increase the height, the distance, the scale, cursor size. So we can reduce this cursor size a little bit. Let's go down. It doesn't seem to have done anything. We'll leave sensitivity alone. Mobi-glass distance. So Mobi-glass is going to be this. Oh, wrong button. That. And that feels a little close. Not too bad. The cursor size is good though. I like the cursor size much better. I think we could push that out. I mean, it actually feels like where it would be if you were really looking at it. So might not play around with that at all. But I want to get rid of the double that double Brightwoods hanger out there. And we definitely need to increase our field of view. But it's actually loading pretty good right now, which is, it's not really stuttering. Just we need to increase our field of view. So let's go back in here. The resolution should be fine. Where's our field of view? What was that set at? Was that set at 1 before? Should have kept track of where those were set. Oh, interesting. What did that do? It definitely made a change. Well, I have to say I'm not looking down the neck of my character, which I was earlier, so that's pretty good. Interesting. So if I turn the 3D cursor on to follow his head, so I wonder if that moves the cursor to where I'm looking. That's curious. Let's see here. I think it would matter more in the elevator. I still want to fix. Ooh, it feels a little stuttery. Alright, I still want to fix. That. That's it. That dual font out there. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but the Brightwoods large hanger is duplicated for me. I'm curious. I don't even know if it's actually streaming right. Like, I'm not even sure. What you guys see. I'm hoping it's streaming the actual game, but if not, I have to change it up to how I'm doing this. I might not be able to do it being XR. It's not pushing it right. I still gotta get that field view. I gotta figure out how to get that field view fixed. I don't know. It looks to me like. Let's go to the desktop real quick. Actually, we need to switch out of VR mode, so we need to do. Let's see if we can do this. Yeah, I don't think it's sending it right, and I can't see my desktop right now. Yeah, I think it's not even streaming the game content, which I'm curious if this is BeamXR that's doing this, or if it's because let me make sure BeamXR. It may have disconnected. That's one of the problems I've been having with BeamXR when I go into VR mode is BeamXR stops working. Look at that. So that's the problem. Let's go live. crashing in. So let's see if I go back into VR. I need to turn the... When I'm in VR, I need to turn that so I can check. So I can check to see. I don't know. I lost track of what I was trying to say because I was trying to figure something out. But yeah, let's get to the field of view. So now I don't have... There we go. So the field of view may not be... This may not be a setting in the game. This might actually be a setting in the virtual desktop. Now that I think about it. But if you see let me get out of this menu. Let's see if I see. You see the double Brightwood there. Probably not, because I think it's only going to be sending one. Oh no. Probably see exactly. Oh. See, look at that. You only see the single hanger. Brightwood's large hanger. I actually see that in both eyes. So interesting. So BMXR is sending the left eye view on the stream. And I see Brightwoods on both sides of the... So both eyes on both sides of the pin showing the hanger. And that's what I'm trying to fix. I'm trying to get those to center. Everything else looks fine though. That's what's really weird. It's just that Brightwood's hanger for some reason. I'm not sure what setting is going to fix that. I wonder what theater mode does. Holy smokes, that's what theater mode does. That's actually pretty cool for the settings anyways. But it has nothing to do with the it has nothing to do with the gameplay. It just changes the way that it displays the UI. Go back in. Then of course it looks like monitor mirror mode smoothing shouldn't matter because I'm curious about the HUD projection. So, vehicle HUD projection distance, visor, lens, let's see, depth, field of view, yes. Already played with the UI, height, the Mobi-glass distance, that is from the arm. Lots of settings in here. So, okay, so, oh wow. So theater mode took it out of VR. It's not doing the head tracking or anything now. It's actually pretty cool. I'd almost want to change the theater distance if I wanted to play this way. It's not really VR though, right? So if we brought the distance in a little closer. And then the scale, let's see what happens if we increase the scale. So that's almost like what we were seeing. Now, let's see. It's actually much smoother this way though. So I'm wondering if yeah, it doesn't look like there's a way to turn on head tracking though. There we go. So it's still not head tracking. Let's turn theater mode off. What's our other options? Off. So theater mode is off. And now we have head tracking, but our field of view is jacked up. And I think the field of view is something to do with the virtual desktop. So I wonder if I can get because basically it's in theater mode now, right? Yeah, Recenter is a little bit jacked. Supposed to be able to hit F5 or the numlock 5 to recenter your display, so that does work. Actually, that's more accurate than using the meta button. But the only problem I have with theater mode, I mean, zooming in like that is pretty cool. It's just you still have to use your cursor to move your head. Definitely a lot smoother. And you could probably tweak it to be full. So I wonder if on the head tracking, I'm not sure what HMD, but obviously it's not detecting HMD. I don't see an option there for sometimes you just gotta play around with settings, right? Just pick something and see what happens. Yeah, it'd be cool if I could fill the screen with that and do head tracking with the Quest. That would be pretty cool. It definitely would be much. I don't have the Toby. It'd be much easier. But let's go. We're gonna exit the game. Let's get out of theater mode. And we're gonna increase our field of view so we don't have any of the stuttering when we move around. I mean, so now you just have to use your cursor to turn yourself, because otherwise you're walking sideways. So I want to see the cursor size, because when we come up to this, there should be a cursor size. Yeah, so the cursor is much a better size. But it's not even showing the F on that I can interact with it, which is... Usually it just shows an F on there. So let's exit the game real quick. All right, back to the desktop. menu. And we want to adjust our field of view. So I think it's going to be on I wonder if we can increase how that'll be. Let's see, bit rate. Okay, so I think this setting we're going to want to play around with is actually going to be on the PC side. Alright, so our field of view is 100%. But I thought there was some place in I might have to disconnect, but I thought there was some place in here where you can set your per eye. Actually, that is a game setting. Now that I think about it, it's going to be the resolution. And we're going to need to set it. Alright, let's get back in here. Actually, I wonder if it's the stereo mode. I'm gonna bump that up. Before it bumps into VR here. Yeah, that's pretty massive. I think that's because we've got... Nope. Alright, let's go graphics. There's our field of view. I'm gonna have to fix that. Yeah, let's go in and see if that makes a difference. So that was the 1.4. All that did was make this screen bigger. Or closer. I'll definitely have to crank that back down. Holy smokes! That fills the screen. I can actually go into prompt if I could remember the setting. Holy smokes. So you can type your setting in there in the console and it'll adjust stuff as well. I'm just hoping that it increases the field of view so that we don't get the... No, see, it's still there. The Brightwood is bigger. I don't think the settings I changed are going to be in here. So many settings to play around with. So I think everything we want to mess around with is right up here. what that does. Let's see. I don't think that really did anything. Yeah, that's what I changed, wasn't it? The depth of field. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on, but it's definitely more choppy. Not worry about theater. Oh, it's not happy about something there. It always says that. All right. It's interesting that everything on the head's right, except for me, Brightwood's large hanger is being duplicated. And then on your end, on what's being, it's actually offset from the pip, which I think is supposed to be centered over it. Yeah, that. Let's call it the ship. See what it looks like.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
Interesting. I'm not sure what deliverable means, but I had interesting. I don't see. I don't see my Asgard. Oh, see, that cursor is moving with the head now. So if I put it center,
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
I still gotta get that field of view thing figured out, because that's gonna suck if you're in a dogfight. This thing is just so massive. Get a little bit of stutter. A little bit of stutter. Trying to remember where the yeah, I'm gonna have to change the cursor thing because it's not even popping up. Open sesame. Please. Okay. So that's funny, is my body isn't turning. Which is fine if you look one way or the other. But it doesn't turn until you hit the shoulder. So you almost have to set up she's left and right, she just strafes. She doesn't really turn. So you have to overcompensate. You can see she's not turning. I have to adjust my keys for that too, but that's alright. We'll get to that in a minute. I still want to get this field of view fixed. I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, well, I shouldn't say that, but... Oh, there's field of view right there. Yeah, alright, whatever. Let's see if that... Oh, that didn't change anything. That actually changed the... Changed the focus point. I think that needs to go up too. Interesting. So that did make a difference on... it all the way to the other side, see what happens. Oh, that's funny. That... It's better. I wonder if I can change, if I change the distance on that. But this is definitely making a difference of how the Brightwoods hangar is showing up. Right there. Yeah, let's spread that out even further. So I think I need to change the distance. I'm curious. Let's see if the vehicle head distance changes anything. Yeah, that's probably not going to change anything until we get in the vehicle, so... I mean, this was the closest there. So I can't set the IPD up far enough to get... Because that should be dead center of the screen, and it's not dead center of the screen. So I don't know if it's the... Well, the distance values, that is closer. We're going to set this back to 100. Let's try. Oh, now that is changing the width of the VR elements. Like my water, my hydration, my food, which I just noticed my hydration, so let's pop in the inventory real quick. Okay. She doesn't have anything. Uh-oh. And that's all messed up, so we're definitely gonna have to fix that. Well, there's another way to do that. Oh, yep, we have the UI issue now. We've got a cursor. Is stuck and it's not registering left and right movement. I'm trying to remember how I fixed that last time. Well, that's better. If it wasn't blurry. So we'll have to fix that too. Alright, let's just get out of the game. Oh no. Trying to remember the hotkey. Well, We're gonna force close the game. If I can remember the key to force close it.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
Alright. Back to the desktop. So that we had cranked up quite a bit. We're going to put that back to 0. Actually, we're going to leave that. We're going to make that 1. So I thought that was pretty good. Stereo scale of depth. We might want to change that. I think you can go up as high as 5. I wonder if that'll make a difference. Oh, come on. I'm curious if these are going to do anything. Let's just see what happens. I had him there for a reason. No, I can't remember why. So our menu shouldn't be as close up onto our face as it was. Oh, we got audio, but we don't have the... Because it's clear over there. I was like, where'd it go? It's still pretty close. I don't think any of this is going to make a difference now, though. It does. So it's in theater mode when it first starts. Okay, that makes sense. What's your distance here? Okay. I think that's pretty good. And F5 or 5 doesn't work from here. So my interpupillary distance is set to the max still. I've got show console, which is just allows us to tilt the console up. Oh, great. Adjusted my headset. No, I've lost my. There we go. We'll see if that makes a difference. Resender on FPS. You could play around with the Dom and I and see if that flips things back and forth. I'm not sure what the actor control mode is. Jump in and find out. Look behind me to get that set right. So it's always fun figuring out what settings adjust something. So we know right now we're looking at theater mode, because we haven't gotten in VR yet. So that's pretty cool to know. You could tweak that. Oh, look at this. Yeah, I don't know. The black box kind of bothers me. I didn't have it before, so now I've got to figure out why. I mean, the only other thing I could do is I could try and switch to Steam VR. Let's do that. I do want to go down. See, that's the other thing. I think Steam VR, the movement was better too. This is not the door side, is it? Nope, there's the door side. We're gonna need a medical bed. Oh, it put me here because I had to force close the game. Because originally I was gonna go down to a medical bed. Yeah, movement's janky. I have to figure that out too. I might turn that off.
Hey there. Hey, what's up?
So I'm not even at. I've got to take. Ugh, it's brutal. All right, let's try something. We're gonna go and get this to load up in Steam and see if Steam plays better. And see how Steam shows. Okay. So we're gonna get it to go to Steam VR, but we want to set it from here first. Whoa, where's our virtual desktop? We're still connected, but virtual desktop's not showing here. That is funny. Alright, advanced, let's see, options. We tell it to do Steam VR. So it's going to use Steam VR when we run. Let's see what happens. Okay, YouTube. What's Twitch doing? Okay, here we go. It's definitely a little bit different. It's flat, there's no curve, so it's not respecting the those settings. So the theater settings. At least it's centered. Definitely seems to be loading a little bit better. I think there's less stuttering. There's definitely no tearing right now. I am curious though. Once we get in, how it's gonna... Oh, sorry, big yawn. might have to tweak my movement keys. Since I think I've got my ADFS, my WSAD, I mean, so I think my A and D are set to strafe instead of pitch. And, well, yeah. Oh, it looks like it probably crashed. Yep, it crashed. They changed my environment. Maybe I'll do that. I wonder how Russell's lab looks. And I know that that was going to let me in there. Yeah. Kind of cool. I'll save it. Alright. Should set that as my home. That would be pretty cool. Alright, let's try this again. We have to jump. Oh, I guess we're in the virtual desktop. Let's see here. I have to take this off. Look at my... Yep. It crashed on the laptop. I think I had that problem last time I tried to run it through Steam VR. We're gonna try it again though. Hopefully it'll load up. We get it working. I'm wondering if it's just because I was tweaking settings. Is the problem? I mean, heck, we hadn't even got into the game yet. We were just over here in the options. Adjusting theater mode. Right eye, stuff like that. Actually, we do need to go to controls. Key bindings. So if I press the right mouse button and hit A, then I would dodge left. All right. Let's jump in here. Oh no, we were loading the game, that's when it crashed. That's right. Maybe it won't like Steam VR. I think I'm gonna try. If I can't get this working tonight, tomorrow night I'm just gonna play. I'll play from as if it's just a monitor. Maybe I'll play theater mode. In the headset. Oh, I don't know. Looks like we might end up losing the game here. Yep. We lost the game again. So it doesn't like. Fun. Doesn't like Steam VR. I gotta figure out how to get out of Steam VR, which I think I'm gonna have to quit the desktop to do it. No, I should be able to hit a key to get out of here. Guess not. It's probably on the other controller. Oh, I didn't want Steam. Yep, it's the other. Let's check our settings. Whew. Oh, I guess we could do auto, huh? Oh, we'll leave it. Actually, we'll see if auto works. What's page default? Well, we figured out how to exit VR. So that's good. One more time. One more time. I might have to adjust settings for Steam VR. Maybe I need to edit that VR file. I think I had problems with Steam VR before trying to play this. Well, I know I've had problems with it before trying to play this on Steam VR, but I've also known I've got had it working before. So right, on the laptop, I'm peeking here through the bridge. And the laptop is showing game interface already. But we're not seeing it here. Yep, there we go. Yep. And there's the crash. And there was the crash. Wow, and that hurts the network and everything. Interesting. All right, that'll stop it from firing up into Steam, but we're going to call it a night on this tonight, and I'll probably play around with it some more tomorrow.